Now, if your dog is having issues with this, is struggling with people reaching out and petting it over the head or introducing themselves by standing there awkwardly and staring at it with their hand out, then you need to teach this as a behavior. Firstly, this is a thing that's going to happen, so you need to teach it. People are going to do this to your dog everywhere you go, so your dog needs to learn that this is a weird thing people do. But teach it as a behavior, not as something that's inherently pleasant for your dog. Firstly, you gotta get the handling stuff under control. If you've got a puppy, handle the crap out of it, as in train it through tons of treats. Just like condition it to like or associate wonderful things with you patting it on the head, touching it on the face, grabbing it on the collar, pulling its collar, and doing all sorts of weird handling stuff to it, because that's going to be its whole life of meeting people, is weird interactions from people who don't know how to speak dog, which is normal. So prepare it for that. And once you feel comfortable handling your dog without it shying away, and you can see that other people can handle it without it flinching or shying away or trying to avoid that, then you can start training it to actually hold still and enjoy having its head touched or that awkward thing, which is less training as much as it is, again, just conditioning your dog to have good feelings about and associate that with good stuff. I would really, if you have a dog like this, do not train it to sit for petting. Dogs that sit for petting are dogs that are really comfortable with handling and petting from strangers and weird interactions with strangers, and just super comfortable with people in general being around. But if your dog is not sure about this, I would highly encourage doing training that allows your dog to move around. So if it wants to take a step back or move away from a hand reaching out to it, it has the choice to. And sit not only kind of puts your dog in a weird position where it's less likely to get up, but it also, there's a lot we do to train sit as like a sit stay, and to encourage the dog to sit and discourage the dog, especially if you're using like training methods that have punishment aspects, punitive aspects. You've done a lot to keep your dog from breaking a sit, and if your dog's really uncomfortable, you're like forcing it to sit while it's being handled uncomfortably, and that can cause behavior problems just in and of itself. So try your best to speak dog by greeting dogs indirectly and giving them the option to approach and sniff you without you forcing yourself on them. And then secondly is, if you have a dog with this issue, to create a really good association between people doing this weird thing and wonderful things, and give your dog the freedom to move away, or even encourage them to move away and come back occasionally to check in with them, so that they don't feel pressured to sit here. And know that this is not inherently reinforcing for your dog. So you're training that is like, put up with this, not as in like, you should love being slapped firmly on your head. So it's not inherently reinforcing, it's a behavior you are training.